Hello and welcome to this solo playthrough of Advanced Squad Leader. I'm Robin Reeve, and we will be playing a scenario from the excellent Bounding Fire production Beyond the Beachhead scenario pack, which is about battles in Normandy and just after the landings, etc. There's also Operation Cobra, which pushes further the situations with the breakthrough of Cobra. And this scenario, BTB 14, swatting a Hornet, occurs on July 11th at Cloville in Normandy. I recommend that pack. Of course, what Bounding Fire Productions offer is always top-notch quality. The pack here has been revised and augmented, if I remember well. So we will be discovering or seeing together some bocage. It's not overwhelming, but okay, we need to look at that together. We will look also at the, the vehicle notes, etc. And this episode 0 is the setup. So we will set up, but also just look at the scenario cards and all the elements. Perhaps also skim the bocage rules, which would need some refreshment. Even for me, I did record one or two scenarios. I think two, but in French. So for the English-speaking people, unfortunately, the videos are in French. But here we are in English. There are very good players, who have a good expertise in bocage. I have less, but I believe I have enough, so I don't make too many blunders. Now, any game cannot be error-free, and I personally also will make perhaps more errors than some people, which are very very learned and very skilled. Also because I don't like to take ages and to verify everything that during hours. So I fire from the hip. So sometimes, because I'm caught in the action, I sometimes miss some DRMs, etc. So that's why I'm very grateful if people make comments. Of course, if you make a comment before I record the next video, I can bring some adaptations in the next one. If you land on my video far after I recorded everything, no problem. Go for your comments and remarks, and I will try to answer. And anyway, any error spotted helps the other people who are looking at that scenario. My first aim is to have fun. I remember that I'm playing solo, so which means I apply the as if system. That means I play as if one side didn't know the hidden data of the other side. Of course, it asks some, let's say, a mental twist of mind. Face-to-face is always an excellent experience. I play also a lot face-to-face through the ASL, because in my neck of the woods you don't have a lot of people playing. But anyway, it seems that my solo videos still interest people, so I'm going on sharing the fun, because that's the aim of everything. More than anything, having fun, living something together, living an adventure, etc. So let's go and look at that scenario card. So here we are, BTB 14 swatting a Hornet. Is it an allusion to the very old scenario swatting at tigers, which was a scenario set in Sicily with the poor American parachutists facing tigers with bazookas? I don't know. Anyway, there will be a Hornet in this scenario because you have a Panzerjäger 3-4, which is also called, which was dubbed Hornisse, which is Hornet, as in English, or Nashorn, which means the the nosed horn, or the horn on the nose, which is the rhinoceros. So it has two, two, let's say, special names. So and it's always interesting to have an nashorn, Hornisse, in an order of battle. It's not so frequent anyway. So as you see, the map is a BFPE, so it belongs to the Beyond the Beachhead scenario set. It exists on the ASL, no problem, and we use Hexro A to Q. So there we are. The setting, as we said, is in Cloville, France, 11th July 1944. I'm going to read it in my approximative English. First Army planned an attack east of the Vire River with the overall objective the capture of Saint-Lô. Yeah. It's 11th July. Yes, it's quite late. Several strong points needed to be reduced prior to capturing the city, the major one being Hill 192, where previous reduction attempts had proven unsuccessful and costly. The 2nd Battalion, 38th Infantry, was assigned the western axis approach of the hill. The attack commenced and Company E immediately ran into Kraut Corner, a small strong point that had held for nearly a month. After destroying the enemy there and consolidating the objective, the company moved south to Cloville. The after action says that Cloville had been extensively bombed and was in ruins. Rubble blocked the roads through the village. The defending paratroopers, reinforced by a Hornet and Panzer IV from the Panzerlehr division, planned to halt the attack in the restrictive terrain. The armored hid in the rubble, and when the Americans approached, hit them with fire. The Shermans maneuvered to firing positions, and one of the tanks was able to knock out 2 German tanks, in quotes, with one of them being a Hornet. The US infantry then systematically cleared the village. Cloville was in American control. So, the mission, the Americans win at a game end if there are no good order German MMC or AFVs with a functioning main armament within 4 hexes from L4. Okay, options, we don't look for balance. So what do we have? We have Germans with a mixed force of, they are Fallschirmjäger quite typically. So 3 elite, 548, 2 447, 1 237, 2 leaders, a good one, a mediocre one, MMJ, 2 LMG, 4 additional concealment counters as the USAians are entering from off-board anyway. Everybody starts concealed, but you can add some OB concealment. Of course, OB concealment can only be placed in concealment terrain, which can mean also behind Bocage. And there is a Panzer IV yacht. So that's I think the last model, Panzer IV, with a slow turret, if you know. But otherwise, it works like most of the late war Panzer IVs. There's an AAMG, which serves nothing. And the Panzerjagd 3-4, the Hornisse, and 4 foxholes. We'll see what we are doing with those foxholes, because they are rather death traps. Okay, coming from the north or west edges are 6 first liners, 3 second line, 3 leaders, 2 MGs, 2 bazookas, and 3 M4 Shermans with an armor leader in one. Okay. Special rules, there are some interesting, the BTB HBR, we'll perhaps look at that, but it's not really essential. They are basic, I'll tell you. Environmental conditions are moderate with no wind at start. Okay, place stone rubble in different hexes. I did it. The Panzerfahr yacht is equipped with they misspelled it Schürzen, but they put Schürzen, which helps against bazookas. And the Panzerfahr may set up in a building. Because it's an open top, normally it cannot enter a building, but they decided it is possible. Is it wise to set it up in a building? We'll see in a moment. German 447, battle hardened to 548. Okay, yeah, the choice is there. So they leap up to elite. Okay, the M4s are equipped with gyro stabilizer, which means they can fire on the move easier, and the crews may not voluntarily abandon an AFV. So the Germans cannot, if they have a problem with their main armament, just have the crews get out and claim control or occupation of one of the objectives. So not overwhelming special rules. Now for the vehicle note. So Panzerfahr yacht. There's just one special note, German vehicle note S. That means that it can have Schürzen. So what do we see behind on the back of the counter? There is a very low possibility of APCR in 44. It needs a 3, so rarely one chance in 12. Well, we'll try it out anyway. S8, so good smoke possibilities, which is usual, I think, with other Panzerfahr. And it has a Nahverteidigungswaffe, which is a smoke dispenser or a close combat device, as the Tigers have, for an example, also. And so late war Panzerfahrs also have that. And there's a crew survival of 6. Nothing really revolutionary, but it's good to just be aware of everything. Here we are with the nashorn, the rhino, as they say, nashorn, also known as the Hornet. I find it interesting because they put the American name and the German name in brackets, and Hornisse is the German name, and they put the American in brackets. So what would we call that? In literature, it would be called a chiasmatic parallelism, where you have, concentric parallels with the German in the middle and the American in the borders. So nothing, awful. There's just a German vehicle note M, which says, let's see. Oh, sorry. Okay, it can have an optional AAMG, so there we are. I don't think it has in this scenario anyway. It won't be its main defense. So the most interesting thing, which is quite classical with an AT, a tank hunter, is that the HE is in reduce. It has only 7 of depletion. So here we are with the medium tank, and we have notes F, G, R, Y, B, B. My. Let's go for F. I try to find it. F. Okay, maybe equipped with bound-mounted SAFT, no problem. FG may have a gyro stabilizer. That's the case here. RY. Okay, RY. It's a very fast, accurate traverse. So that it has a white, background, so it can fire indeed. It can fire multiple hits, and for gun duel, its total DRM are halved. Okay. Why? Okay, we are not after 72544, so nothing occurs here. And the last node BB, don't know what it could be. White Phosphorus 7 and S5 become available in June 44. Okay, it's anyway on the counter. As we see here, White Phosphorus 7, J4, so that's June 44. We are in July, it's fine. Or smoke, and it also has a smoke mortar available in 44. Okay, so that's for the vehicle notes. About bocage, I'll just look at that rule, the most important one. An infantry dummy unit capable of claiming bocage TM versus all enemy, good order unbroken as per 8.12.1, ground units with a LOS to it, is treated as being out of all enemy LOS and in concealment terrain for all setup and concealment gain. So even in LOS, if it has the Bocage TM, that means if enemies are adjacent but it has wall advantage, it can become easily concealed. Okay. Okay. If a good order enemy units had LOS through non-Bocage, etc. Yeah. Of course, at the end of both sides set up prior to the start of play. Okay, that's not interesting. During play of a good order enemy unit that has LOS not affected by Bocage TM to a unit that has set up using HIP, HIP is lost. Okay. Just a little point in here, a lone broken unit cannot claim wall advantage even in a hex where mandatory wall advantage otherwise applies. So in the example here, they decided that the 467 here, if it's broken, loses wall advantage and disappears out of LOS from both British units, making it immune to further attacks. That's very important with Bocage. What is important here is that a unit like the 648 here, who is in a terrain with a positive TEM, can always choose between wall advantage or the terrain. So they can decide at about nearly any moment. There are exceptions, but you see, to claim the woods protection, and they disappear if they don't have wall advantage. They are no more in LOS. Okay, that's really important. Of course, they cannot do that if they are in open ground. This is a place where it's complicated to wrap one's head, and I read things, there are statements, but they're not clear. But a viewer in a hex formed by the Bocage hex side, okay, but without wall advantage, can see through the Bocage hex side to the adjacent hex, but not beyond. Can't see anything in that hex, okay? And reciprocally, a unit which is, cannot see units without wall advantage, nor the possessed equipment, but can see everything else in that hex. Okay, that's quite clear. So the rule is clear that the unit must be unbroken to claim wall advantage. So a broken unit cannot claim wall advantage. Broken unit may claim wall advantage if other units have it, so that's also a good point. But here for mandatory wall advantage, that's where I'm at a loss, but I'll apply the rules without understanding them. I hate that. Unit unable to claim in hex TM, or at least +1, must claim, okay? Even if it's not able to claim. The TM, sorry, as soon as possible, regardless of timing, okay? Neither emplacement, gun, shield, height advantage, or friendly, etc. A wall advantage is not necessary because you're at a distance, you're not adjacent, you don't need to show it. Okay, so and there is an unit showing one. So that mandatory wall advantage is mandatory, but it seems that for broken units there's a slight exception. And this is where we have alone broken units cannot claim wall advantage. So we have a situation here where the British fires on this 467. It breaks. Okay, that's the situation. And it says alone broken cannot claim wall advantage, but it already had wall advantage. Even in a hex where mandatory wall advantage otherwise applies. So it's mandatory, and I see nothing in 9.323 that a broken unit mustn't apply mandatory wall advantage. Okay, But it says the 467 therefore loses ward advantage and disappears out of LOS from both British units, making it immune to further attacks. Okay, but really, excuse me, I don't understand where it says that when a unit breaks, which had wall advantage, it loses it. Here's an extract of Jim Bishop's excellent article in Operation Cobra. So I'll go with it, but really I'm annoyed because I don't find real wording in the rule. I believe it's through a logical construction, but wall advantage is lost, automatically lost, when conditions of B 1932 are no longer met, account broken, etc. That's it. Yeah. So it's automatically lost, and the thing is that a broken automatically loses it and cannot claim it again, even if mandatory wall advantage would apply. So lot of complicated things. I'll ask on GS the reasoning again because I cannot find it, the reasoning, but let's say that's the thing which is important here, which is special with wall advantage. A broken unit, even in open ground behind Bocage, disappears versus units which are not adjacent because it cannot claim wall advantage. Really, I think it's that. I played it like that, but I'm trying to suddenly try to reason and find the exact point in the rule, but it's not clear at all. Well, I'll just correct myself slightly because we have that front. Wall advantages must be forfeited immediately if unit no longer fulfills no 32 and may be forfeited at any other time. So that means it forfeits it, okay, because it is broken. So you see, only an unbroken can claim it. So it cannot claim it. That's it. That's the thing. It must be forfeited. Okay. Claiming is not considered an action, etc. Let's see. Claiming can be never done between an enemy action, declared action, etc. And mandatory doesn't apply in the case of Bocage, or applies, but as they out of LOS, they lose the wall advantage, they cannot claim it, and there's no mandatory that applies. I believe it's that, and forgive me if, or explain me what's happening really here, but that's how I see things. Yes, okay, the wording is very complicated. Unit unable to claim in hex TM, okay. Must claim when wall advantage as soon as possible, regardless of timing. So the thing is, if it breaks, it's in a situation where it cannot claim wall advantage. But it lost it because it's no more in a position to forfeit it. So it breaks, it forfeits it, and cannot immediately, of course, claim it back because it's broken. That's the thing, I believe. Well. So here we are. We'll try to place things and play them correctly now, with a lot of hesitations, of course. So as you see, the rubble was placed here. Okay, in beyond the beachhead, those brown bordered hedges are bocage. Those normal hedges remain hedges and walls remain walls. So that's the difference from the normal board. So you see, you don't have everywhere bocage. So the Germans may set up within the blue radius, and the USAians must flush the Germans out of any place within the yellow border. The USAians can enter from the west up here and from the north over here, if I'm correct with that. No, northwest, that's it. No, north is up, and west here. So my Germans, what shall we say? This point could be interesting. This one also, because they must stay within. Yeah, it's complicated to remain, but still have somebody here. But we must stop. Yeah, what we can try to stop what we can. Placing the Nashorn in rubble or a building as allowed is not a bad idea, because it allows it to be protected a little more against infantry fire, which can be devastating because it's open ground, open topped. It's also important to defend. So the USAians can enter here, and so it can be interesting also to have people around here to defense. Putting people far here, it's complicated, I believe, versus Shermans. Of course, if you're in a building, it's not simple either, but you know, a unit in a building here, let's say the Hornet, it covers very well the road here. Of course, pivoting is complicated, but I think I'll put it there anyway. There we are. And there's no other special rule prohibiting bore sighting, so I'll try to bore sight what I can with that. Now, if Shermans come here to interfere in the village, yes, what can be interesting is to have a Panzervier somewhere. Well, I don't know. It's really you always miss some additional forces. Well, if I put those guys here, afterwards it can be complicated or not to go through and move further. Anyway, they don't have a lot of maneuver possibilities. They're just there to defend the place as they can. But I'm not putting my tanks too far forward. It wouldn't be a good thing, I believe. So there we are. And of course, next to them, we could have good units defending. I'm placing them just in a way to try to find. Oh, what am I doing? I'm clicking with 2 clicks, so that's bad. Oh, those are exposed, aren't they? Yeah. I don't want to deploy because I don't have a lot of units. What are we doing here? I did the contrary of what I was aiming to do, so we need some defense here. It's good to defend here also because yeah, Sherman could come skirting, but he would be hit, or it would come here, and it still must go through thickets and woods to this is no brainer, I think, and have some 447 here. Still here. This place. I'm giving the. Oh. Perhaps those I'll put them elsewhere. I have the machine gun here. I like that. And the Fallschirmjäger here. I don't like that either. I could. If I would. If I should. Don't like that either. There we are. There we are. So Gerhard. Yeah. This is right, a rather weak place, but you know. No, things are partially covered. Here, okay, we'll put Gerhard here and have our leader. I know they can cover. I know it's a risk, always a risk, but really, I don't really know what I'm going. I'm going to put wall advantage on everybody afterwards anyway. So, having placed everybody, I'm going to bore sight. I'm going to use, let's say, some gray Italian bore sight thingies. So Narsong could bore sight here. What about that? Not too bad. And we'll link them. And I'll call it there we are. So I can duplicate the one and go and move it for the tank here, which will anyway, it's an obvious place, that's a problem, but anyway. Okay, the machine gun, I don't like that, but I'll do my best to place it here. Yeah, that's all I have for ball sighting. So I forgot to link it to the machine gun, sorry. There we are. Thank you for your patience. Really, I used the pause a little when I was thinking of the about the bocage. I hope I grasped the rule correctly. I mean, in a way that tries to understand the rational, as you say, rationale. But I still have some doubts. Those guys here. So everybody's concealed, and now we have 4 concealments. But I think I'm going to have at least 2 5/8 counters. So already destroying those 2 here and there. So keeping the American slightly USAian as you want, you know. Slightly ready, so there perhaps Shermans will hesitate. There's somebody in the rubble, who knows. But there are no obvious places to put Germans into anyways. This is, yeah, who's there? Okay. I wonder if those guys couldn't come here. They're slightly scapegoats. I put them there, they'll be, yeah, but they have enough to scout away. And here have a fake, so this is just. Yeah. Ah, I forgot to conceal those guys. There we are. The trap is set. I'll place the. It can be amusing just to hit the Americans coming from there, or yeah, perhaps more readily here. Okay, I'll remove now. Let me see. There we are. So I keep the yellow thing. So that's for the Germans. I hope things will work well. So what do we have? Yeah, 2 MMGs. I'll deploy here. Second liners just to be the MG carriers. There we are. And the bazooka guys, anyway, they have the same morale. Anyway, I'll give it to second liners. There's no bad benefit. So, yeah, they can enter from the west, from the north. It's not simple anyway. But some movement over here, let's say, yes. This could be a good approach, but not the only one. Here we really, it's channeling this wood's not really good. Yeah, it's not the best thing. Here we can approach without too many danger. Yeah, it can be interesting to have people here. The Shermans, yeah, if they go up here, they can be under fire of that potential enemy. Not that one because of this. Do we want to duel? But with 2 Shermans it should work. It should work. Are we pushing in only one direction? I think some people could come up here. So I'm already putting at least 1 squad of each. Oh yes, I forgot I'm putting the wall advantage on everybody so I don't forget. There we are. So here, and I believe some approach here is really not the best thing to do, but yes, we could try to. Yeah, but we don't know where the tank is, and the tanks are. There's one fake here. Cannot make bets on them, so I like those dilemmas. Moving along the road is really, I believe, risky here. Could, yeah, we'll have something to do with. I'm pushing that away. And missiles, so it's annoying. This thing. So here, okay, I'll take that stack also. So what about coming up here and here? 1, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 20, 30, no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it can come 1, 2, 3, 8. Okay, we'll have one here, up here. Sorry. So if I can place 1 Sherman here and 1 Sherman here, they'll be already able to fire on this one. This one will require, if this is a real tank, to pivot, which is complicated. And the guys here, they can also do something, hold down or something like that. Now we have the guys here, yeah, but they cannot, I don't think they cannot see it. No, this, you could cross exactly, cheek, yeah, here, so it's broken, so okay. So no problem for this tank here. We must be also very wary about the Panzerfäuste. Yeah, moving down the road is really dangerous. There are too many people there, so it's really dangerous. But what about moving up here? Bloom. Yeah, I think it. Yeah, we can do it. We can do it. Yeah. Ooh. No riding, of course. And now we will do some advance. Of course, I think the most heavy battle here, but it's also not too bad to move around here with somebody, at least a machine gun and a squad. And if we can have a foothold here, this is getting really complicated. I love that. Yeah, let me see. I'll put a second squad, whatever. The bazookas are also interesting. I'll put them here. Unfortunately, the bazookas cannot fire at units just behind a bocage, because even if it protects like a wall, it expressively says in the rule that you cannot. So bazookas will be in close quarter things. And why not advance here with some people? Of course, this is really dangerous, so why not move simply like that? Oh, okay, that's not too bad. I'm putting those under the tank. Yeah. And still have some people here. There's really long way to go. Not very interesting, I believe. Yeah. Oh yeah. I think there's really an LOS here. It's really dangerous. So let's go here. Having the best leader with the best weapons at the best place. That's the thing. Okay. What do we have here? I'll put Climber here. J here. Oh yes, we have Locker here. With all those hindrances, it's really intelligent to come here. Yeah, it's intelligent just to keep the heads down. But perhaps moving just there. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can get hits, of course. 6. But the idea, if we came here, we could fire, yeah. Trying to find the best way to do things, but this is really complicated. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of LOS of everybody. They jump here and they can try to spray a little everybody, but they are not in equal terms. That's the problem, because the others are really behind complicated terrain, very, very good protected terrain. Well. Is it the good idea just to have some units diverting? Of course, the temptation is quite high. Or should we have at least one more squad here just to advance? Because perhaps changing things, Locker and putting Climber here and putting a second, let's say a second squad. Okay, so a total of 9 Germans, USA in squad. So anyway, okay, and I'll have the most exposed tank will be, no, I'll have those guys here with the hidden leader, of course. There we are. And Locker, the question is, with whom is he going? Is it good to move that way? Yes, I think yes, because this is where you'll have most of the fire, or here, that's the question. Are we moving with, yeah, J will move here with those people here. Those I'm not convinced at all to advance over here. It's really bottlenecks, you know. I don't like bottlenecks. But we need to be strong, that's the thing. I'll put a second one here. I'm not bunching all the machine guns in the same place, that's not good either. No, but perhaps with J nevertheless. They may enter not during the movement phase but later. And here, ooh, this is a kill zone. If they come here, they could, yeah, but that's annoying if everybody's bunched there and suffer. Yeah. Ooh. I think we'll do it in a most convincing way this way. Okay. Perhaps the bazooka man will still be here. I'm really not sure at all of what I'm projecting, but there is a glimpse of logic in what I'm doing, but really a glimpse. So the idea is not to put all the power in one place, all the weight, because otherwise the Germans will simply make a fighting withdrawal. So it's good to have flanking force. We have 6 turns. Okay, I understand. In one turn we can come here, but afterwards we can do some little skirting and try to do some work here. Yeah, you know, if they move here, they advance here. After they can do some harm, but whoo! Yes, and let's place the sniper in a nice place over here. Anyway, it'll move. Yeah, Mr. Martin will move Sunday. Okay. Here I use the new board zoom thing, which slightly reduces the size of the counters compared with the hexes, so you see better the terrain where the units are in, without forfeiting, let's say, the global sight of the board and the battlefield. Well, we took some time. I believe 3/4 of an hour is reasonable, and I hope you spent a nice time looking what I tried to explain, and I believe you have your ideas about the setup. So so my idea, just to yeah, of course the Germans are in defensive position as they can. I'll try to put the Sherman here. The Panzerfäuste only shoot at 2 hexes, so here with the infantry. So I have a good base of fire against those people here. Sorry. I will also be able perhaps to place some smoke and annoy everybody, or even smoke here in following times. Here this tank will move separately, but it will move up here, taking all the risks, of course, of being hit from those guys here. Those could, but and the other one will just actually, no, it's even more intelligent to come here, so it has more movement opportunities without being fired upon. So 1, 11, 12, it stops, and it's well placed to fire, and still against this one. This one will be our main target. Now you know there's nobody there, but I'm playing as if, and that's what I would do if there's a well-centered threat. I'll try to attack it. Here I have bazooka team, which helps perhaps one day to. My concern here is that, yeah, okay, we have 3. Okay, I'm still wondering if I should take this one's okay. Yes, I think it's good to have a good leader here. Just he must push them, and they'll be perhaps decisive from turn, let's say. Oh, everything moved. I think something happened. I don't know what. No wind, compass. Perhaps something happened. I think I started the setup on the ASL 369 beta 1, but it was improved, so I opened it now with beta 1, a bettered beta 1 thing, and yeah, I believe things jumped a little previously. So, ladies and gentlemen, this will be the end of this first scenario and first episode, and I wish you the best till next time. Bye bye.